Sullivan. Hey everybody at Bamboo Inn. Today, just kidding. We're going to talk about Urushi application for the flute that I just made. So here we go. When you do Urushi on the flute that I made, is basically we put a thin layer of sashimi, pure urushi, through one coat, through the bore. So some people are quite allergic to it. So generally I ask if they need if they would like it or not. Some people are not. So but this one, the person whose flute this is okay with urushi. So I'm going to apply it, and we're going to put one coat through the bore with this really nice bore tail brush, and then we're going to coat the outside of the shakuhachi with it and make a thin layer of it so that the bore or the outside of the bamboo is nice and it turns a nice brown. It's really aesthetically pleasing. So got my little bore brush, bore tail. So I'm going to start out with pouring urushi down the holes a little bit. First one. Just a little bit, because a little bit goes a long way. The urushi. If you don't know what urushi is Japanese lacquer, but it's from the urushi tree. And these kind of plants, they exude a type of sap that is incredibly hard and beautiful at the same time. And so, like many things, Japan elevated this kind of art form to an art form, this kind of thing to an art form. And urushi, yeah, boy, that's incredible. If you know how to do urushi, and the type of art you see in Japan is wonderful to see. But my skill level of urushi is very basic, and for this kind of flute, you don't need to be a super high level urushi craftsman to do good, to make it effective for the flute. So I put some drops of urushi on the middle of the part, and then I put a little urushi on the end of the blowing part so that I can get the upper end of the flute. That, just a little bit. And I put it at the end on the bow, on the inside the root end, the bell end, like so. Okay, first step. Oh, ow! I forgot to put my gloves on. You gotta wear an apron so it doesn't get all over you, right? And you gotta wear gloves because urushi can get all over the place. It's really messy. Gonna make sure you cover your hands. You stain your hands. Luckily, I'm not allergic to urushi. I'm so happy. So we'll see in a couple of years. Maybe it might change. So you get your urushi brush, and you just start to turn and put the urushi through. So the reason why it's good to do urushi through the bore is so that it prevents, it seals up all the little holes in there, and it can prevent mold growth inside. Because usually if the bamboo is raw, a mold can get on top of it and it can grow, and it's really not good. It's very unhealthy. So urushi through the bore of the flute is very nice. Just one layer will do it. Will be good. You go to the other side, and you want to get that hole area. For my flutes that don't have urushi, I use tongue oil. And I coat it a couple times through the bore so that it seals it. And that's good generally for people who are allergic to urushi. Tongue oil. But, you know, you could use different type of natural oils for coating the bore as well. But I prefer tongue oil. So you look through the bore with a light and you could see through the shininess of the lacquer on the surface of the bore if it's totally coated. So that's what I usually do. I look through. You can see it. Yeah, nice. And you can see already, you can look down the bore like that. You see with the light to see. Because urushi, when it touches air, when it touches any kind of moisture, it starts to oxidize and get brown. And you can see if you totally coated all the parts. So urushi is an interesting art form. So how urushi works is that it's not dried by drying it, it's dried by wetting it, which is kind of funny if you're not used to that kind of thing. It's like, so after we apply the urushi to the flute, we put it in a wet box. In Japanese it's called muro, a box where you put your urushi items to harden the urushi, because moisture, humidity oxidizes and hardens the urushi, and that's how you cure it and dry it. Dried by wetting it. The paradox of life. Okay. So, after I think, yeah, it looks like the inner bore is pretty good. So I'm going to coat the outside. So with the excess that I had from the inside, I just start brushing the outside of the flute with urushi, with one layer of urushi, like that. Get the roots good. Yes, so nice. Yeah, urushi is magical. I love it. Cool. Alrighty. So there's different grades of urushi, different types of urushi, but that's another video. I won't go and get into that. It's just, yeah, it's pretty cool though. I'm doing, like I said before, I use basic seshime urushi, which is the pure lacquer, pure urushi. So the root is good, so there's still need a little bit more, so I want to put on the top end of the flute, just a little bit. Yeah, just a tad bit. And coat it. Make sure all the holes are coated. Get all the nooks and crannies. You gotta get every inch of the flute because urushi gets in every little hole. So if you miss one part, one little section, it's just gonna be too light, right? You'll see the missing part of the urushi really easy. So you gotta get every little inch, every little centimeter, little part of the flute to cover with urushi. Really massage it in. There. Do the root again. Okay, that's looking good. I think I got everything, every little square inch. Now, this is crucial part. With a cloth, you need to wipe off the urushi from the surface of the bamboo evenly, because if you wipe it off unevenly, when it dries, you'll see the unevenness of the urushi because it gets dark, and so you'll see how uneven it is. So you gotta make it smooth. Yeah, urushi really gets in, so your mistakes will show very quickly. Yeah. So make a smooth wipe of the surface, really like nice and even, so that it looks pretty. See? Even now, I mean, it's not even cured yet, but you could see how coated it is in the light. Really nice. Evenly. If you leave a glove mark, the next day you'll see a big glove mark on the surface. So be careful. Okay. The root end, you could hold it by the root end because it doesn't matter. The root end is rough, so it's okay. So I think it looks really good in the light. I can see how even the wipe is. It's nice. Okay, smooth. So the next step is to put it in the dry box, the muro. So, so come over here. If you can see, it's turning dark. One sec. Get a little holder, and this is my kind of quick dry box, and you put your shakuhachi in, laying down, and there's a piece of wet cloth. Oh, I'll put it up here. This is my kind of quick dry box, just so that you can see it, but I use another dry box, but I just want to show you this pretty quick one. So as you can see, this is a simple plastic container. You can use anything from a wooden box to you can even use a cardboard box to dry your shakuhachi in. Any kind of type of container, doesn't matter what it is, metal, whatever. But basically, you just need to put some a wet cloth in there. Can you come down here? Sorry. You can see a piece of my wet cloth there. That's the moisture where I soaked it with water, and put it overnight. That moisture, that's all you need. All you need is moisture. It doesn't need to be heated. You just need to have some kind of moisture, and cover it up and let it cure for overnight. And so That's the end of Urushi.